that I love my girlfriend more than anything. She and I have the most healthy, incredible relationship. And I know with 110% certainty, if given the opportunity, she would leave me for you in a heartbeat.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Guys, I fucking love this movie. So seriously, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you.
Oh, I love that reaction.
Love that response.
Seriously, and I always tell people if I don't like a movie, I just awkwardly start the interview. So seriously, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm going to jump into this. Chris, I'm going to start with you. I feel like every time Tyler takes on one of these missions, there's a part of him that thinks it's going to be a simple in and out, and then it ends up being way harder than he thought it was going to be. So I'm curious, what is an aspect of this industry, of your job of being an actor, that is infinitely harder than you ever thought it was going to be when you got into it?
I mean, I loved action films growing up and was inspired by a lot of them, particularly sort of the 80s action films, and I'd watch them with my brothers and we'd jump in the backyard and recreate those settings. I think I underestimated the athleticism that was required, and some of the time in action films, you can break the scene down into 5 or 6 second beats and, bang, 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 cut, move the camera, so on. The way Sam shoots is with long, continuous shots. And so if you're not fit, you're not making it through that section. And so, I never thought that I would feel more like a professional athlete than an actor at times.
I feel the same way. This is going to be like looking in a mirror for you, right? I'd imagine.
Absolutely.
I knew it. I want to talk about those long takes. I have to talk about the 21-minute oneer, which is one of the most insane things that I've ever seen in my life. For both of you guys, how much of it is, obviously you've got to hit the marks, and I know that there are stitches here and there, but how much of it is also realizing that shit is going to happen and maybe just keep rolling with it?
That is a large part of it, and that's why we spend so much time rehearsing, because that allows the spontaneity of the moment to exist. Because now Chris and the stunt performers aren't thinking about the moves, trying to remember the choreography, they're living it. And that being present in the moment only comes from having those moves integrated into your being so that you're not thinking, you're just reacting. And that's where the fun happens. There's a moment on the train when they're fighting where the train was on a gimbal for this moment and it shuffled to one side. Everybody stumbled. Both stunt performers, Chris, and the camera operator. But rather than saying like, something went south, it wasn't supposed to happen, everyone just kept fighting, and it actually made the movie, and it made it that much more real because it was spontaneous, it's part of the moment, and that's what's beautiful about it.
God, I love that. It's so great. I'm going to cut you guys loose on this. I love that you guys go hard R with these movies, the language and the violence. It's incredible and just takes it to the next level, I think. Since you guys have such a great history with Marvel, I'd love to know what Marvel moment would each of you love to see have gone hard R just to see what it would have looked like.
Thor with your axe, just chopping people in half.
Half,
left, right, and center, beheading people like during those fights.
Yeah. I don't know that Marvel would ever do. I mean, you look at the last Wolverine film, like a big tonal shift, but like wildly effective, and I love that film. I'd love to see one of the films go in that direction, But yeah, you could just have Mjolnir or Stormbreaker just cutting dudes in half, just heads rolling.
Oh man,
not just Thanos' head.
Yeah.
God, I'd buy 10 tickets. Guys, if you can't tell, I fucking love this movie. Sam, I'm such a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
And Chris, you've always been so kind to me, man, since I was a kid. And I just want to end by saying, man, that I love my girlfriend more than anything. She and I have the most healthy, incredible relationship. And I know with 110% certainty, if given the opportunity, she would leave me for you in a heartbeat. And so you and I now feel like you and I have this like really strange relationship where I both love you and I hate you. So with all the love in the world, stay away from her.
I love you, mate, and don't worry. If my wife left me, I'd come to you. And we'd get bunk beds, an apartment. We'd be the best of mates. I don't know where your girlfriend would be, but it doesn't matter.
I'm a surprisingly gentle big spoon. You wouldn't know it.
That's all right. Great.
Guys, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I love you very much. Thank you for taking it. Thank you for continuing to make these movies, which are just fucking awesome. So seriously, I appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for the enthusiasm.
You're awesome.
Good to see you guys. Appreciate you.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.